Welcome to Books, Kids, and Creations, a part of the Authors on the Air Global Radio Network. I am your host, Tracy Bloom, and I feature guests who inspire and uplift future generations with their work. Today, I am sitting down with Ritu Anand, and she is in sunny Florida, and up here in Ohio, it is snowy and cold. So welcome to the show. I'll soak in your sunshine from here.
Thank you so much, Tracy. Thank you
I
so
always love talking to different authors about their journeys in particular, because you have this beautiful book that's now won a couple awards, Kara's Dreams. And so I really would love to talk about how you got started as a writer and on your path.
Sure. I've been writing from childhood, and I've been very self-inspired, if you will, because I'm very drawn to nature. I'm very drawn to words, and I love to read. And so because of the fact that I love to write a journal and record things that I have seen with my own eyes and sensed with all my five senses, and sort of reflected upon after noticing, observing things in nature. I compare and contrast them to my life. When I observe a creature in nature, I automatically start thinking of comparing them to people.
Yeah.
For example, last evening we were at an event and we were with a sloth uh, for quite some time. And she's a 6-year-old sloth. They grow up to be up to 40 years of age. And so I was thinking of a sloth and saying to myself that, my goodness, a sloth's movement is exactly like that of my dad. My dad passed away very slow, very, very steady and slow, has no place to go and is in no rush whatsoever. And that's the kind of personality that I truly enjoy being with,
Right.
because they have all the time in the world to give to you. And that's why I truly I fell in love with the sloth. So it's moments like these that inspire me and make me want to write something about it. So because I write every 2 weeks, and one of my poems is published in Coffee House Writers, it's a professional online platform. So I've been thinking, okay, since I spent some time with the sloth, I might as well put this in a poem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So nature inspired, my scripture inspires me, and I very much connect with people at a human level because I enjoy the company of others, and I just love energy. Good vibes, good energy. I just enjoy that. So that keeps me going.
Your book, it's so powerful, and you really get the essence of the four, the wind, fire, earth, like all of in the water tied into this story so beautifully. Do you want to talk about how that connected from scripture and
Yes.
where you pulled that?
Yes, definitely. There is a verse in my scripture. I'm a Sikh by religion, and Guru Granth Sahibjee is the scripture. And in it, there's a very, easy to understand verse, which says, Pavan Guru. Pavan is the wind, and the wind is the Guru, gives us direction. Whichever way it flows, we flow along with in that direction. Pavan Guru, Paani is water. Paani, water is the father. His movement also guides us as a mentor would. Pavan Guru, Paani Pita. Pita is father. Mata Dharadh Mahat, meaning mother is the earth, and she sort of protects us and keeps us in her arms and caresses us as long as is necessary. Pavan Guru, Paani Pita, Mata Dharadh Mahat, Divas, Raat, meaning night and day, are caretakers. They look after us. And everything, all the creatures, all living beings, including plants, animals, and humans, we are really on this earth to have a good time, to play. And we should just have a wonderful time in this playground called the earth. So the whole earth is a playground.
Well, and you worded it so beautifully in your story too, because you have this, this little tree who wants to grow and become great like all the other trees. And you tie in the elements, that are there that can affect you or maybe knock you down or make you tired or whatever. And you put it so beautifully in your story. How did you come to find, I guess, your characters? Because I thought Kara, that's an interesting name. Was Kara inspired by someone in your life, or did you just kind of pick Kara?
The word Kara, it means strength.
Oh.
And its root word is in Sanskrit. And while hiking in the mountains of North Carolina, I came up with the pine tree because they just have a beautiful aroma about them, and they grow up to be like lollipops with very tall and very easily susceptible to the forces of the wind, and can be bashed around during hurricanes and such. And for those reasons and such, I paid attention to the way they respond to the energy in the air, and I felt that it would be the right character for this book. And
yeah. And the illustrations too are so beautiful. Did you how did you find your illustrator? Was she paired with you through the publisher, or how did that happen?
Yeah, I actually befriended her on Facebook, and we got to know each other from just on a professional level, and then our friendship developed after we kept talking to each other. And like I shared, I'm a people person, so I connect easily with people from different faiths and different belief systems. And she is in Sri Lanka, and in the midst of so much diversity and in the midst of so much adversity as well with their political regime right now. And she was really facing a lot of ups and downs, and in spite of all those adversities, she survived, and so she is an inspiration to me as well, because she endured the ups and downs. And and children, as we grow older, and I believe that we fear the dark, we fear crossing the path from darkness to light. And when I was growing up at the age of 7, we had twin homes in New Delhi and in this particular colony, and I took it upon myself to cross at twilight, to go from one home to the other. And I utilized the strength in my scripture to forge ahead and to be able to overcome my own fears. And I think some of that is reflected in Kara's character as well.
Oh yeah. I mean, and even while you're talking about your illustrator and how she, has endured so much, I mean, I thought, well, then what a perfect person to illustrate this book, because it's all about endurance and, and not fighting against what's there, but embracing and growing and changing. And it probably was the perfect project for the illustrator, I would think.
Yes, absolutely, totally. She's really been my supporter, and I really enjoyed working with her. She's a beautiful person, and thank you for saying that. Yeah, she's.
Oh yeah.
I really I wish her the best. I wish her all the best.
I think it's so cool that we can connect with illustrators all over the world and collaborate on books and projects together and get to know people who are otherwise strangers, and just find that beauty in the mutual talents that we both or all have. and create. I just think it's so neat, you know, because some of my illustrators are in different countries as well. And I'm like, I feel like I know their families and their lives, and it's just special.
It is truly special, it's powerful. You know, believing in people is important, and connecting with people is really essential. And it's through the heart. It's a roadway to, you know, to speak one language, really, you know, and to be able to understand each other is to love one another. Yes. So I'm a believer.
And this book also has won a couple of awards recently too.
Yes, that's right. It did.
Yeah, I mean, were these surprises, or how long did it take you to you know, put in for the awards and also to receive that you had won one?
For the first award, I submitted to the Mom's Choice Awards, and I learned about a month later that I had won the Gold Award, and I got goosebumps. You know, it was really an exciting moment, and it's a prestigious award. It's a nice emblem, you know, it validates the book, but it also gives encouragement in a big way, not only to me, but to the readers, that they're in good hands.
Yeah.
And then I applied for the second award. I only came to know about it at the tail end of its end date. Its submission date was October 15, and I must have just submitted like barely 5 days before that. I didn't know about it. And when I did, I didn't know if I would, you know, win, because I was going with so many other really well-written, good books, and all worthy books. I'm so pleased that they selected Kara's Dreams to be the winner of the best first picture book. And it's very exciting to see all the other titles as well,
right?
And how much attention has been paid by this particular award, you know, to look at other titles, and it's great to be in the company of others. Yeah, and it's an honor. Thank you so much.
Right. Oh yeah, you know, because you win and you go, oh, they picked me, you know. And it's I feel like a lot of authors, especially, you know, if it's a first book too, you go, well, there's so many others, you know, and then you kind of doubt for a minute why yours. But it is so validating and so rewarding and uplifting too, and it also makes you feel like you're on your path, and you're just validated in that, you know, you did create something very special and beautiful, and you are worthy of these wonderful awards. So
thank you so much.
Yes. One thing I did want to ask about was about future plans. Are you doing any kind of book tours or book expos, festivals, things like that?
I participated in a few book. I did school visit. I was at Jericho School District, George A. Jackson, and the principal there gave me such an honor. He created a Ritu Anand Author Day. You know, the entire day, the 4th and 5th graders, he gathered 100 students at the auditorium, and they bombarded me with a host of questions, many personal, many introspective questions. And I enjoyed myself thoroughly answering them, because these children are at the cusp of making a big move in their lives. They're moving on to the middle grade. And so for them, it's a transition, a true one, where they're stepping up, and they're in that stage where they're questioning and doubting themselves.
Yeah.
And so I was so touched when I came back after that visit, when they sent me a big long card thanking me and signing it and telling me how inspiring Kara's dreams was for
Oh.
them. So so that was an amazing school visit. I've done a couple of radio and podcasts as well, and a few book signings and a couple of bookstores and such. So I'm on to my next manuscript, and I have You Are Your Language. It is complete. It's about how little 7-year-old me taught myself my own language of my heart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which is first language. Most children just grow up and all of a sudden they're 19 or 20 years old, and they didn't invest the time in learning their own mother language. And so coming from a bilingual family, I think it's very special to be able to chat with your grandmother in the language that she speaks. And so for that reason, I kind of came up with this picture book. This is now ready, and that's You Are Your Language. My next one is Jellyfish with a Wish. And that one is about the inner light within us.
I can already picture the illustrations in my head when you're talking about these stories, and they just sound, I'm sure they're going to be beautiful.
Thank you so much.
And so when do these come out? Are these all for this year? Or?
They're still Jellyfish with a Wish is a work in progress. You Are Your Language is submission ready, so it's gone out, and it's got to take its time. Hopefully by this year it'll have a publisher.
Isn't that interesting, the process of submitting and waiting? Because you as an author, you sit there and you put all this time and passion and heart into your creation, and then you have to wait.
Yes. But in the meantime, I just keep curating. And keep working on more things.
That's the way to do it. That's a great idea. I always ask every person who comes on the show, what advice do you have for future generations? And this can be children who like to write or just in general.
Sure. I feel that I can inspire other people to write as well, because I think it's important to record your memories and to validate your own existence on this world. We each have our own purpose as to why God created us, and we want to, even if it's just to add another flower to our garden, we should do that. Because it only makes our own lives beautiful, and as a result of that, everybody else's life also gets added value. And it's important, I think, to record what you have within you, so that others can benefit.
That's such a great advice. And I think that, you were talking about going to schools and talking to kids before they're getting ready to move on to their big phases of their lives, and encouraging children to do just that, to find out what they want to write about and record it. And it could be any part of their presence and their existence, but that piece of who they are, what they've been through, or what they find inspiring could elevate or inspire someone else. So very good. Absolutely. Very good advice.
Thank you so much.
Well, Ritu, it's been such an honor having you here today. I'm so excited about your stories, and I hope that you go on to do many, I know you will, great things and inspire lots of little ones with your work. So thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for spending the time with me and for carrying on this interview. And I really enjoyed this time with you. It's precious.
Thank you.
And I wish you the world's best.
Oh, thank you. You too.
Thank you so much.